Hey everyone. For those of you that don't know who I am, and you're new to my page, my name is Tara Schroeder, and I am an early childhood major learning a bunch of different technology uses for the classroom. This week's assignment was kind of fun. At first, I was like, whatever, it's an assignment, but I should have gone into it with an open mind. And because I was learning some fun things that I could use in the classroom. You see the basic, Epic and all these same websites that every classroom uses because it's the new thing. So everybody uses it. But after reading these blogs and learning more about what they have to say about different technologies and the new up and coming and ways to, incorporate diversity and in special education, things like that, it was good. I was writing things down on a list when I would come across, even though I didn't talk about it and put down in my doc. I obviously still kept them around for future references. So let's start with Holly Clark. So I had comments on her post. She was just talking about I think it's called AI. I think that's how they say it. But she talks about how people are possibly worried, like, are they not going to think for themselves? Or they can use it to cheat, things like that. So I just commented back and I said, that's probably one of my biggest things, just using technology in general for these kids, because I am worried about them cheating all the time and I don't want them to. So I kind of interacted with her on that one. For Richard, he was talking about just a bunch of different technologies that are coming up. I can't have a hard time reading it. He wanted to know exactly how we would use it in the classroom. And I just said, just to get the kids engaged, some ideas to get them more engaged. Because I feel like when we read just out of a textbook and project the PowerPoint up on a board, they aren't engaged in our learning. It's the same people that are answering the questions. And I want to get all of the students engaged, all of them learning, because that's how they're going to learn, and they're not learning if they're not engaged. That's my personal opinion. Then we go down to Eric. He talks about top 10 components of the perfect prompt. And I had just said I would love to learn more. So a lot of these people on their social media just talked about like conferences or Zoom trainings that they're having. And I personally would like to get in on some of these. While a lot of their social media didn't give us like more of what their blogs would tell us, I got some good idea that they do some trainings, and I think it would be fun to get in on some of those, like maybe over the summer or something. And then we go to Matt Miller. He talks about 10 ways to provide instant feedback to students with Snorkel. And I kind of did a little bit more research on this one, and this was kind of interesting. And I'm always trying to find something for ways for my students to give me feedback. I kind of want to be around the third grade level is kind of where I want to be. So that was fun to learn a new resource to use for getting student feedback. Because sometimes I think they also they're too scared to say it to me in person. So sometimes over the screen is a little easier. Tony talks about learning in hand. I thought I looked more into them, and I just thought that a lot of them would be fun to use in the classroom. Again, I want to make things interactive in my learning. And so reading a bunch of those ideas was pretty cool. And then Jennifer, she just had a YouTube video that basically talks about people, or the question, like, people think that technology is going to replace teachers, and how there's a lot of things that technology can't replace that teachers can do. And I just had commented, the video was great. It was amazing. And I really highly recommend that you all go watch this video after this if you have time. But I had simply just commented that technology can't replace relationships. Teachers can make those relationships. And there's so many kids that come to school that need that interaction with that adult or with a peer or someone. And technology cannot replace that, as much as some want to say they truly can't replace that. So now if we go down to, we had to research these blogs and pick some different tech tools that we learned within them. Again, so many great options were there. It was hard to kind of pick. I think what was the hardest was trying to link it to an ISTE standard and then finding the Nebraska State standard. I kind of struggled with that. So I did the best I can. So for Holly, Wakelet, I think is how you say it. So it's basically a digital form for students to create their own portfolio. I think that's kind of cool, and students can insert things from their Google Drive. If they make a PowerPoint, if they create something on another website, they can download it and then insert it in here. And it was kind of cool because I think it would be fun to start that at the beginning of the year, and students can keep adding stuff in, and then these portfolios can be shared with parents so they can see kind of what their kid has done throughout the year and the progress that they have made throughout the year. I thought that was really cool. I linked it to the standard of 6A, which is for students. So that's what I linked it to. And then also for the Nebraska State Standard, I just said select and use appropriate software to complete tasks in a variety of educational and professional settings. Richard, classwork.com. It's an app. It will help students increase engagement through lessons and homework assignments. So they can upload the lesson and ask some questions throughout. They can upload pop quiz questions throughout a lesson. And what you have on your screen, the students will have. And so the students can work through the lesson with you, and throughout it, you can say, go answer this question. Okay, we're going to do a matching or things like that. I linked it to 6A, again, for the students, which we can go there. And sorry, my Wi-Fi is slow sometimes. Sorry, it's taking forever. So 6A, choose the appropriate platform and tool for meeting the desired objective of their creation or communication. And let me go back up to Holly. Oh wait, no, that was Holly. Sorry. Because they can be creative with it. Richard's was 1A. It's articulate and set personal learning goals, develop strategies leveraging technology to achieve them, and reflect on the learning process itself to improve learning outcomes. So that is what I linked those to. Eric, class tools. It's not available yet. It's an up and coming thing. I'm kind of excited for that because it's pushing content out to student devices. You can share your screen to students, viewing students' screens, enabling live captions and translation of what you are saying in class, and so much more. It's going to be, I think, from what I gathered, an app on Google. So you have all those 4 dots up on your Google. If you click on those, your Drive and sites like this one and stuff, I think it's going to be a part of that. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I linked it to 26B, which is for educators. 26A, which is fostering students' ownership of learning, foster a culture where students take ownership of their learning goals and outcomes in both independent and group settings. So, Matt Miller, it's readalong.google or .com. It just listens to the students read, and then it will support them when they get stuck. So it listens to them and then it helps them. I struggle with when I have the kids read by themselves or with a partner. I can't be to every kid at one time. So this would be kind of cool because it can help them as I can't help every single kid at the same time. I linked it to 25A. which is accommodate learning differences. Everybody's different. Use technology to create, adapt, and personalize learning experience that foster independent learning and accommodate learning or learner differences and needs. Tony, best buzzer, he created off of Google Forms a bunch of questions, and then you can review it and track the responses. And there's some cool different things in there too. I linked that to 1C, which is use technology to seek feedback that informs and improves their practices to demonstrate their learning in a variety of ways. Again, I'm always looking for feedback. I can review their answers, and it's not, sometimes kids get scared to answer questions in front of everybody. So then Jennifer, Magic School. This will help me as a teacher do all the things needed. Lesson planning. I can use it for parent communication. I can communicate with the kids, all things like that. So I thought that was really cool. I'm kind of excited to learn a little more of that. And I linked that to which one did I link that to? 4A, which is know and use a deliberate design process for generating ideas, testing theories, creating innovative artifacts, or solving authentic problems. The blog that I researched for a little bit more for myself was Educators Technology. I know some days I'm going to have some sped kids in my room. And I love that the app Starfall that it talks about in this blog is an interactive learning platform for those that need learning to be adapted in their own pace. So it's got math, it's got reading. They can go on there. It's got some fun games, interactive learning for them. It was pretty cool. So that I researched from there. I think it'll be beneficial for me in the long run because, anymore we have a lot of special education kids in our school systems and we have to adapt to their diversity. So thank you for listening and joining in with me, and I will see you guys all next time.